Well, Gordon, welcome to the Proact. If you just give us a bit of background to what brings you over here.
Well, I brought a youth squad over here from the US. I live in Florida. I've got an academy over there, and I bring back some potential players, and they look at the environment and the culture of football in this world, and it's really great. I mean, I organise several games and put them out on display and let clubs have a look at them.
So you've brought teams over to play against the development centre here at Chesterfield. What have they made of the experience, the players who've come over?
Well, I think it's basic. I think, to be really honest with you, the desire to want to play. It's like the second chances. You know, we call them the second chance players that want to get into the game, and they can actually see what it actually takes to actually play in a top professional club. And what I do is I bring them over. I experience. I was at Old Trafford showing them the background of there, and I come here and I show them all the levels of the game to which they want to achieve or try to get to, and it's then up to them, you know. But I certainly help them, you know, develop. I develop.
What have you made of the setup here?
I think it's first class. I mean, I know Chris very well from United. We've stayed friends, and Chris just explained to me, I think we better talk to Liam Sutcliffe. So I said, okay. He said he runs the development program. Plus, these players that will get a good chance. So I got in touch with Liam. Hospitality's been fantastic. Players are coming to watch the pros play, and the youth players got a game to play against their development side yesterday. So, you know, it was an experience that I think that will go, because a lot of clubs in the UK haven't got this connection where they're actually got an academy in the States and bringing over talented players, because the States is so big. It's only going to be a matter of time before these players start making their way over here. So I've started to do it with younger players, so that clubs like Chesterfield can have a look at them. If they show potential, then take them into the development squad, take them into the youth squad, and then push them into their reserves or first team. And it's a win-win situation, because, as I said, as a developer, it's not a win-win situation at all. It's all about development of a player that is pushing their way. And of course, the United States are very much a massive audience. And it's only, as I said it, I say it again, and I coach them all the time. It's only a matter of time before one or two or three. We've seen the Dempseys, and we've seen the Howards come into the game. They've come from the professional level, but now we're now seeing younger players not going to college, but now they're taking themselves and saying, listen, we want to play, we want to go to become an apprentice, a YTS, and that's great, because, you know, now with this connection, we can do it, and we can do it well.
It's great to hear about the link-up. Hopefully it's something that can continue in future years and be mutually beneficial.
I hopefully so, because, as I said, the US are really gung-ho on it. They put their money behind them. We've got so many American owners in the UK. I think we asked everybody else to put their money in, and now the Americans are putting their money in. They can give a very good event. They can put a very good event on, but we can also give them a very good player and an environment to do it. And this is, I've had a look around. I've looked at the training ground. I'll be looking at the ground today, looking at the game, looking at the players, and the questions I get from the players. Wow, I didn't realise it was this serious. But they've got to, you know. And I said to them, every single one of them, if this is serious, and you've got to look at something like the Premiership, that's where, you know. And I told them that's where I come from.
Of course, fans who were watching football in the 70s and 80s will remember you from not only Manchester United, but also up the road at Derby County.
Yes.
So, fond memories, no doubt, of your time at those clubs.
It was great. I mean, at United, it was, you go there, you're a United player. You have to distinguish yourself as a United player. And at that time, Tommy Docherty had a team that was, you know, chomping at the bit to get at anybody. And then, of course, I went to Derby, who had some fantastic players like Colin Todd, David Nish, Charlie George. They were, I think, one game away from winning 4 trophies, and until they met us in the semi-final, and I scored the 2 goals in the semi-final to put Derby out. And then I joined Derby, so there weren't too many people happy with me. So, but it was great. It's a footballing area.
And you've been over in America for some years now.
I've been over there for 9 years, and I live comfortably in Florida. And I don't rub it in. It's it's not bad palm trees, and the beaches are quite nice, and the sun's good for the joints. But everything else, I get to see a lot of football, not only South American, but also go across the States to have a look at players. So it's a great connection, because if I say to Chris, Chris, I've got a player, I'm not going to give him anything. It's a player, and I think it's great when they can start at this level and aim to go higher, rather than I can put them at. If I went to United, they have to go through, they jump through hoops, trying to find out. Well, we'd have to get him through the scouts and everything. Scouts. I don't need scouts to tell me about a player. And if I find a player, Chris has said, I don't need scouts to tell me about your player if you recommend him. And I said, well, it all depends what you want. But if a club's going to survive, which it has to do in today's environment, then you have to look at every option possible. And that's what I'm about. So, great partnership.
Well, great to see you, Gordon, and hopefully we'll see you again in the future.
Yeah, I brought me boots, but they said I might not get a game, so I'm going home.
Thanks, Gordon.
Thank you very much.